Everyone, so as I'm sure you can see by the title, I kind of just wanted to go over how the past week has been. So originally I was talking about how it's every week for the next 6 weeks, because it's 6 weeks until I move out and I move to college, and that's when life is different, and I wanted to be prepared for that and everything. So I wanted to spend the next 6 weeks going over that, and it was kind of each week had a theme. Well, really, it's every 2 weeks are based off a different theme. And the first theme was supposed to be discipline. So the way I wanted to kind of start that off was by getting routine, like getting something in, doing it every day. And today I kind of just wanted to give some thoughts on what happened, what I did, and where I both succeeded but also went wrong. So, I did this thinking that I was gonna nail it every time. I was gonna get the same day, I was gonna follow it, every single thing that I had to do, I was going to do perfectly, no problems. And I ran into a couple things. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just gonna read what my original routine was. All right. So at 5 a.m. you wake up. Now there's two different ones. If you have jujitsu, which I started doing like a week before I came up with this plan, basically because of driving stuff, 5 to 7 is you driving and coming back. Okay. After 7, from 7 to 7:20, you meditate and journal. 7:20 to 30, you, I don't know, like stretch or something. 7:30 to 45 or 7:45, you play guitar or like some hobby. 7:45 to 8:10, you read. 8:10 to 8:30, you eat. Then you drive to work, because I have work, and that work is from 9 to 4. Then 4 to 5, you work out. 5 to 6, you study. 6 to 8:30, you have class, because I have class. 8:30 to 9, you clean, you prepare for the next day, shower. 9 to 9:30, you again meditate, journal, read, and then go to sleep. If you don't have jiu-jitsu in the mornings, then you basically just do everything, and with the extra time you read. Or not read, you do more work. So that's kind of a lot. I don't know if that sounds like very simple to you guys, but the problem is that if even one part of that's late, especially in the morning, everything else becomes late. Then it becomes trying to fit everything in, and then you run into the main problem that I want to talk about. That main problem is how specific your routine is. So a big problem with routines like this is that the more you have to think about what you're doing. So for example, if I put work and I'm thinking about what I'm doing for work, the more you have to think about it, the more options you have when you're supposed to do something, the harder it is to follow it. Like if I have to work and I'm deciding on what to work and which one's the easiest or which one I feel like doing, that automatically makes it harder for me to do it. Another thing is when you're transitioning between things. So if I'm like, meditating, journaling, then I'm, stretching, guitar, reading, doing work. Every single transition gives you an opportunity to kind of question it, to kind of think maybe I'm doing something better. The more you think about what you're doing, the less likely you are to do it, At least that's how I felt. Every single time I had to do something else, I was thinking, all right, it's time to do this. Do I want to do this? Should I do this? Is there something better I should do? And all those questions just slow you down. And eventually you end up doing nothing like productive at all. So I think that was a big problem. Another thing was that my days are different. So this works Monday through Thursday. Fridays, I don't have class. I do have work, but I don't have class. Saturday, Sunday, always different. So this kind of didn't work then. Made it harder to follow then, which made it harder to follow on the weekdays. So what I'm going to do is I've already gone and I've already tried to change it, because that was supposed to be week 1, and week 2 is actually, luckily, out of all the 6 weeks, is kind of the easiest one. All it is just adding on to the previous week. Is just add stuff like no phone in your room, like taking like not hot showers, really just stuff to like kind of just make you more disciplined. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this opportunity to basically try week 1 again. I'm going to have a couple things like don't do your phone in the room. I'm going to start using the library to do work. Basically just stuff that like separate what you're doing in different rooms so it's easier to do it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this routine, I'm going to change it a little bit. I'm going to break it up into 5 things. This might be something that's common for a lot of you guys. The first one is a morning routine, or just your morning, night, work, school, and then work again. So one is professional work, which is basically a job. The other one is personal work. And personal work can mean homework if you're doing class. So basically what it ends up being is it's just alternating between those 5 things. There's no thinking about it. I'm going to get rid of all the extras. Not because I don't think it's important, but because I don't think it's important to do now, and I think it's just slowing me down. After a while, we can add these in. Actually, in the next coming weeks we can, but I want to prove that I can just do it normally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you the new routine that I plan on following this week that should be a lot simpler, okay? So you wake up, you still do jiu-jitsu, and if you don't, because that's only Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, then what you do is, I'm giving the option because it's not good to look at a screen like first thing in the morning. So with the rest of the time, if you go to jiu-jitsu, that's work. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it, because just saying work isn't that good. Don't know what work means. So I'm going to change it to a couple things. So 1, if you have homework, or if I have homework, work will always be homework. The idea is that even though other personal things might be more important, this is more urgent, this needs to get done. And if you're constantly working at, like, if you're always busy with homework and you try to put your project first, you're just going to end up doing homework more later. So doing it first doesn't change anything really. It just makes it easier for you to do other stuff. So it's homework, personal, and then if you're kind of like done with that, you can like read or take free time. And for me, free time is going to be any time that's without phone. So you can't use phone, no social media, just kind of relaxing. So yeah, so it's wake up, work or jiu-jitsu, then work, then go to professional work, come back, get some more work done, and then if you have class, go to class. If you don't have class, that's free time. Then you have your night, and that's how you end the day. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be saying that, like, there's no relaxing, there's no, like, chill each day. And this is only going to be for this week. Okay, we're going to add stuff, we're going to make it easier. But for 1 week, 7 days, I want to put in everything I can, okay? So that's what we're going with. That's what this is going to be. And that's where I'm at. And yeah, sorry, as you can see, I'm sweating a lot. It's very hot in here. So I'm going to call it at this. That's where I'm at. Yes, I did fail, but we're coming back from this. We're going to come back stronger. We're going to come back smarter with this, and we'll try it a new way. Hopefully this time it sticks. So I want to thank everybody who's been watching this and people who have subscribed and liked, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.